Hey guys, Justin here, and I think I might have set a new YouTube record today. Check this out. These are all games I bought today. I have them all on this bookshelf here, which is overflowing on the top there. And I got a bunch more over here. This box is full. This box is like half full. This box is overflowing. And this box is crammed full of games here. There's just over 1,000 games in all. And I know you guys are probably asking right now, okay, what's the catch? How can someone just afford to buy like 1,000 video games? And don't worry, there is quite the big catch. Start down here with the PS1 games. These bottom 3 shelves here are all the PS1 games I got, and a little bit there in the 4th shelf. There's just under 500 games in all. I think like 485 was what I counted. And I don't know if you guys can see these games very well, but unfortunately, I'd say about 60 to 75% of these games are sports titles. I guess it depends on what you consider a sports title. And the remaining games are either greatest hits titles or are incomplete games. So either missing the original case and or original manual. And this shelf here has all the PS2 games I got, and you guys can probably see right there, those are all just generic cases. So once again, a lot of disc-only games in this lot, and pretty much all sports on the PS2 games there too. And these top 2 shelves here, well, the top shelf and the top of the bookshelf are all Xbox games. You know, easily over 100 of them. I don't exactly remember how many. But once again, you can probably see those are all black cases right there. So obviously not the original cases. I did not have enough green cases to put all the Xbox discs in. And once again, you guys can probably see some of these better. All sports games and lots of doubles. So moving over here, we got all these Genesis games here. And this whole box is full of Genesis games in here. But once again, you know, I think there's probably like 4 or 5 that aren't sports titles. And lots of doubles again. There's a few in-box games there. A couple of those are complete. And the reason I have them separated into these boxes is because this is actually the box of games I plan on keeping. I know Genesis sports games, loose cart, probably aren't the most desirable thing in the world, but I really don't know what else I'm going to do with them. And then I got some N64 games here. These are the ones I plan on keeping. And here's the box of all the doubles and the ones I'm not keeping. Once again, all sports games. Literally all sports games in there. There's probably about 80 of them in there. Lots of doubles. But moving over here, this box is actually pretty cool. These are all Game Boy games. So you have like the original Game Boy gray cartridges there. And these ones here are all Game Boy Color games. And then on the right here are all Game Boy Advance games. And these are actually double stacked in there. There's another row down there, and then there's another row under these. There's another row of Game Boy Advance games down there. So a ton of Game Boy games. Like I said, there's just over 1,000 games in all. I'm not even going to bother showing you guys these games individually. I think that after I made a 4-hour video showing you guys like 1,000 sports games, that you'd probably unsubscribe from my channel. But I did get some other things too. I got some cool systems, I got some cool accessories, and I really do want to show those. So before this bookshelf falls over and I ruin all these games, I'm going to cut right here, and I will come back and show you guys just some of the cooler stuff that I picked up with this deal. Alright, take it easy. Alright, hey guys, I know you're probably all wondering where I got those games from, so let me go ahead and tell you the story real quick first, and then I'll get into some of the cooler stuff that I got with the deal. Like I said, I'm not going to go through and show all those games that I got. You know, I know no one wants to see that. No one's going to sit there and watch me rifle off 1,000 sports games. So yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this or remember this, but I think about a month ago I had posted a big 3-part haul video. It was the video where I got that fluorescent open light that I had a question about in my contest, and I picked up a bunch of PS1, a bunch of Xbox games. And in that video I explained that I got all those games from a local game store downtown here that was going out of business. And that was like the second or third time they were going out of business. Like that was like their third liquidation sale, I swear. And I explained in that video that I wasn't going to be able to do that anymore because that was their last liquidation sale. They were, finally shutting their doors. So, I got everything I wanted and I was done with it. So I was hanging around yesterday and I get a phone call. And it was this lady on the phone and she says, "Hey, is this Justin?" And I go, "Yeah, who's this?" And she's like, "Oh, it's," and I'm not going to say her name, but, "Oh, it's the lady from the video game store downtown." And I was like, "What? Like, you're still there? Like, what what are you doing?" And she's like, "Yeah, I just wanted to call and let you know that I'm having one final liquidation sale tomorrow, from 9 to 5, so if you want to show up, no reasonable offer will be refused." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." Like, and I hung up the phone and I thought about it for a second and I was like, what could she possibly have left in that store? Like, I was like, is it even worth, like, should I get up and go to that? Like, and I was like, no, all she has is like 1,000 sports games. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go. The next morning I woke up at 8 o'clock and I went. And I went in there and, it was just like an episode of like American Pickers, And I ended up getting all those games. I'll tell you guys what I paid for it at the end. I got it for cheap, and that's the reason I got them. So we'll leave it at that for now. I'm going to show you guys some of the cooler stuff that I picked up. I showed you all those Game Boy games. I mean, I didn't show them individually, obviously, but I showed the box of them. I think there's only like probably these 3 that I'm going to keep right here, because I'm not a big Game Boy guy. I'm not a big handheld guy. I don't collect them really or anything, but these 3 are relatively valuable games. I looked up, some of the ones that I thought could be valuable, and these turned out to be pretty cool. This first one is a Capcom game. It's Darkwing Duck. I know they made this for the NES too, and I don't have it yet, but, looks pretty cool on Game Boy, so I don't know if I'll ever play it, but it's cool to have that one. This one too, which I've never even heard of, it's Speedball 2. I don't know if they made a Speedball 1 or anything, but, this was a, pretty semi-valuable game, I guess, probably like $10 or something on that one. And then this one is a Game Boy Advance game, one of my least favorite systems of all time, not gonna lie, but it's Zoid's Legacy. And I looked this game up, and it's kind of like actually very similar to Pokemon, just with Zoids, I guess, like an RPG kind of thing. But yeah, that one was, semi-valuable too, and those were really the only 3, so those are probably only 3 Game Boy games that I'll keep, but cool to add those to the collection. And I got this too, and I might need your guys' help on this. I have no idea what this is. It's an N64 memory card, clearly, but it looks like a VMU for like a Dreamcast, because it's got like, you probably can't see it, it's got like a screen down there, and it's got buttons on it, like page down and page up buttons, and then it came with this like index sticker. I have never seen anything like this before. I'm assuming it's just like a third-party memory card, but if anyone knows anything about that, let me know. Alright, we'll go to this next. This is probably one of the coolest things I picked up right here, believe it or not. It's an N64 cleaning kit, but the reason it's cool is because it's factory sealed. You probably can't see the seam on there, but it's definitely factory sealed. I don't know what, it looks cool, I guess. I'm assuming it's, being factory sealed, it's got to be worth a couple bucks anyway. I'll show this next. This isn't really, I guess it's game related, but it's not a game. It's actually a games for sale sign. She had a bunch of these on like the racks of video games that she had. So I asked her if I could, maybe buy one. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I got that one, and I got this one too. Buy, sell, trade, DVDs and games, GameCube, Xbox, PS2. And I actually, you probably can't see it. I'll show it in a different video. I put a nail in the front of my TV right here, and I'm hanging that sign right in the front of my TV desk here. All right, next, I got a bunch of PS1 systems. She had a bunch of them. This is just one of them. I think I got like 10 PS1 systems. Now I'm trying to think. Most of them are probably complete. I managed to find a bunch, like probably like 9 or 10 power cords. At least 8 AV cords and a bunch of controllers. A couple of the systems I got didn't work, but I pretty much knew that they didn't work already, so it's not like I was that disappointed. I'm not that excited about a bunch of PS1 systems anyway. And then also, I got a couple Xboxes. This is one of two of the ones I got. Unfortunately, one of them doesn't read discs, and the other one has that problem. Actually, this one where you press the eject button, and you got to kind of like smash on the top of the system here to get the disc tray to open, unless there's a disc already in it. I don't know. That's a pretty common problem with the systems. I don't know if there's a way to fix it or not. If anyone knows that too, let me know. Like I said, I got two of those. And check out this bucket of crust here. It's an NES system. She had this sitting on her shelf forever, and she wanted $20 for this, like system only. That's all she had, in absolutely horrible condition. Like the back is sun faded. It's got like stickers and scratches all over the top of it. The door lid is missing, but it works. It does work. I did test it, so I really honestly don't know what I'm going to do with it. I mean, I have controllers and adapters to pair with it, but it kind of seems like it'd be a waste to pair them with that thing. I don't know. Anyway, I got a Game Boy too. It's missing the screen. It was kind of just like a throw-in on one of the deals I had. It works for the most part. It's got a couple lines on the screen. So again, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with that, but I was pretty much, when I was making deals with her, I was trying to get anything free that I could, pretty much. Here's a ugly NES Yobo controller. I got one GameCube. She didn't have any controllers, unfortunately, but I had an extra controller, so I was like, you know what, I might as well, buy an extra GameCube. This came with, I grabbed both adapters for it, so I'm going to pair it with that controller, and it works. I tested it. I also got a Saturn, Sega Saturn, which I would have bought a long time ago, but I think it was this and that N64 cleaning kit she said she found in like her shed at her house. And I was like, well, no wonder you're going out of business. You leave all your cool stuff in your shed at your house. Like, but yeah, Sega Saturn. Unfortunately, I thought it was like a complete system. It came with a controller. One of these cool like controllers here. I've been talking to my buddy M15 Granger. He is like the Sega god. So if you guys got any questions about Sega, go and ask him. But he's been informing me about these controllers. And then power cord here. But unfortunately, I thought it came with the AV cable. Like when I looked in here, I thought this was like the end for the AV cable. And then when I got home, I realized, oh, it's just a controller. So if anyone has an extra AV cable for a Saturn or can easily get one for cheap, let me know. I will either pay for it or trade you something nice for it. Set this down over here. I also got one Dreamcast. She had like 3 Dreamcasts there, but I knew I was only going to be able to find enough stuff to complete one of them. So I got that and a Mad Catz controller. I put a memory card in it and a rumble pack. They're both third party. I've got a bunch of VMUs though, so I'm not worried about that. And then came with this controller too. I've never even heard of this this brand of controller, Innovation. Naturally, it's just a piece of junk. It works. The joystick is a little sticky sometimes, but it works. So I don't know if I'm gonna try and fix that or not. Probably not even worth it. So got that, and like I said, that came with both adapters as well. And then I got, make some room for these, I got a bunch of strategy guides and books here. I'll go ahead and show them real quick. A lot of these are for like more modern games. So if anyone's interested in any of these that I'm about to show, I know there's people that collect strategy guides. I'm not real big on them, so I'm willing to trade them or whatever. So we'll start out here. We got Tony Hawk's Underground 2 strategy guide. It's the Brady Games one. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. It's got a terrible rip on the cover there. That's also Brady Games. Medieval 2 Prima guide. True Crime Streets of LA. It's the Brady Games one. I don't think that game was that good though. I think I used to have it for GameCube. SOCOM US Navy SEALs This one's in almost like new condition. This one's kind of cool actually. It's Tekken 5, a Brady Games strategy guide. X-Men Legends 2, Rise of the Apocalypse. This isn't actually a guide, this is an old, I'll probably keep this one. It's tips and tricks. It's kind of like a magazine. It's pretty beat up, but it's a little older. It's like Gamecube era. Another True Crime Streets LA. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. Covers PlayStation 2 and PSP in great condition. I want to keep this one too. PlayStation. Volume 7. Just a bunch of different games. Hints and tips, I suppose. This one looks to be sealed. SOCOM 3, U.S. Navy SEALs. Sealed. It's got a little rip in the corner, but it's like, I don't know if that's a reseal or if those came sealed originally or what. But Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This one's sealed too, and this one does not have any rips in it. Ghost Recon 2. Like I said, I don't know if those are reseals or not, but oh, great. I can't even pronounce this. Summonet, I think that's maybe, I don't know. Star Wars Jedi Outcast. Blinks, the Time Sweeper. Jack and Daxter. Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. And this one is like, it's sealed too. Well, it's got a big rip on the back, so I guess it's not sealed, but it's Pokemon Ranger Strategy Guide. I think that's, what, is it a DS game or something like that? And then finally, we got Pokemon Trading Card Game Player's Guide. And then in here is just a bunch of secret code books, cheat code, these like little pocket book things. But yeah, I think that was everything I wanted to show. You know, obviously I got like 1,000 games too. Oh, actually, check this out. Let's see if I can get this in the picture here. It's a drum throne, a drum seat, which I also picked up with this deal. I don't know why she had this. She said she used it for like Guitar Hero. I don't know why you need a real like drum seat to play Guitar Hero. Like this is like I play the drums, so I know that this is like a relatively they're relatively expensive. Like this is probably like a $30 seat. So why you would need that to play, you know, Rock Band, I don't know. I also got a pair of drumsticks that weren't like Guitar Hero or Rock Band brand. And I got a couple guitar stands, like legit guitar stands that they use for the Guitar Hero guitars, which was a complete waste. So yeah, some non-video game related stuff with this deal. Anyway, what did I pay for all that? Well, here's the deal. I walked in there first, and I made the foolish mistake of asking her, how many games do you have? And she's like, oh, you know, I've got like 1,086 or whatever she said. And I was like, oh, okay, so how much do you want for all of them? Which was dumb. I should have just made an offer. And she's like, oh, how about, would you do 800 for all of them? And I was like, no. Like, you know, if I wanted to pay like $1 a game, I would have done it when you were like going out of business like the first or the second time when you were selling them all for $1, you know. But I worked my magic a little bit, and you know, I was like, you know what, all right, I want to have to do this in individual lots. And I did it, and I managed to get all those games that she originally wanted $800 for, all those systems I showed, you know, everything else that I showed, and the total ended up being $426. Not bad. For like, for 1,000 and some odd games, you know, a bunch of systems, like 10 PlayStation 1 systems, all these other systems, $426. That's a steal in my book. And you never know, maybe she'll call me again in a month and say, oh, hey, I'm liquidating my stuff again. I found some more stuff in my shed. So, yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy.